All right. Got a hot one today. Gonna start with Alex Jones here. He's in these bankruptcy meetings, personal and um corporate, or with his Infowars, or is it Freedom Systems? I'm not sure exactly who um he's dealing with on that end, but personal bankruptcy hearings as well. And it sounds like they're trying to take his cat. Uh, let's see what he says.
So this is not a joke. This is real, and this really happened. And I just got home tonight with my family, so my wife's shooting this video. I'm in a bankruptcy hearing, personal and corporate for Infowars, and the Justice Department is involved.
It's a massive cat. I don't think I've ever seen a cat that big.
And ordered me to be at a hearing today. And they spent probably 5 minutes of the meeting that was over 3 hours long on my cat. This is Mushu, my 5-year-old daughter named Mushu this 2 years ago. And they wanted to know if assets were hidden in the cat. The cat was like $2,000, and it is a ragdoll cat, and we really do love it. But they were very serious about the cat and its value, and they may want the cat for the Sandy Hook families. So the deal's broke. You guys aren't getting the cat. This is next level. This is harassment. No one's ever heard of this. My lawyer's never heard of this.
I mean, I don't know if the cat is just fluffy, but that's massive. Seems like double the size of a normal cat. Look at those paws.
This is just insane. And I mean, what, you want my children next? You want to like sacrifice my children or something? So this cat is really sweet. My daughter really likes the cat. He's a little bit tired of me holding him, but I mean, here he is. This is the terrorist right here that they want, and this is the reality that we live in here in America in 2023. Justice Department hearings with people laughing in the background when they say, "We want your cat." And it was kind of like that woman on the grand jury in Georgia, like, wanted to get Trump under my control. And they're literally like, "Tell us about your cat. You know, what's your cat's value?" They're trying to like stir me up or something. It doesn't stir me up. It makes me really upset for this country. They're mad I don't have these billions of dollars they claimed I did just because they lied to media and said I had these things. It's not real. And now they want my cat. Ladies and gentlemen, the line in the sand is you cannot have the cat. I'm sorry. But hey, you can have my First Amendment and my guns, and I support world government. No, actually, you can't have that either. I'll see you.
Cat's meowing in the background. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people will say that Jones is just doing this for publicity or something, but I mean, he's really been getting sued for billions on some pretty BS stuff with the schmandy stuff, schmandy schmuck. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that on here, so you got to keep that to a minimum. But it seemed like it was kind of attempts to defame him and slander him, and cast him in kind of a untruthful light, or because he wasn't allowed to really offer a defense in a lot of these hearings. And now he's going through this personal bankruptcy thing, and they're, asking for the cat because I guess probably because he had the cat, on his accountant probably had the cat down as I'm not wealthy enough to know what sort of write-offs you can get for whatever. But maybe you can get a write-off for buying an expensive cat or $2,000 cat. And so that was expensed out, and when he's getting audited and all that, going through this bankruptcy stuff, they start asking who pays $2,000 for a cat, asking if, he paid somebody off for a cat. I'm sure that's the angle they're going for. Um, and that's the reason the cat was $2,000. Maybe there's somebody else he's paying off, and it's really just a ghost. This guy's not, launching nuclear wars. He's not, you know, committing mass shootings. He's not doing it. He's just, guy's been speaking the most truth of anybody out there. Silly Songs with Joker says, how genuinely evil do you have to be to look at someone's cherished family pet and go, we're taking that too? This is only the beginning. And I think silly song, again, can always be anecdotal. Viewers of this may say, well, silly songs with Joker has no idea what he's talking about. And he might not. He's only got 2,500 followers, but he's got some pretty good things to say. He's obviously real, because he's saying things that you can kind of catch a bot by some of their just overuse of platitudes and reuse of tired language and that sort of thing. Silly Songs with Joker and on account, but he's, at least what I've seen from him, he says he's a Zoomer, so he's a young 20s kid. There's a younger demographic, and I think they have a great idea of what it's like to grow up in a middle school and high school, a public school system. Even the college universities, you might as well call those public schools at this point. That he they have a better handle on, the hellscape that is, public administration and schooling at this point. And so I think he's on point where he's saying that, this is only the beginning, because, the little red guardsmen are all over the place at this point. And, they are looking to take your family pet, everything you have, and put you in a little pod, give you some cockroach meatloaf, maybe some cricket dust, crackers, and some silk to wash it down, and that'll be that. And you'll enjoy it, citizen. Unless But anyways, here we go. So I thought this was...
So just to remind you, this is an information war. Humanity is waking up right now. I'm not just saying that to make you feel good. You know it's happening. You see it. And you can never lose hope, because God is on our side, and a lot of miraculous, amazing. And in that process, dedicated, only Christ can do that. But we are holding the line. And when the enemy sends in its forces, the Lord lifts up against you. That's good. And I salute you, and I thank you, and I appreciate you. It's a lot of big news and important has been covered today. Please remember, only way we reach it is a very small amount of people that can do what we do here at InfoWars.
Oh, I don't want to just play the plug.
And in that process, we probably have the best crew we've ever had. Have this persona and this aura of a witch, but that's what she's into, and that's how she presents herself. But to the honest mind, to the honest observer.
So this is this Trump foreman for this jury in Georgia that is supposedly going to indict him or something, has this video of this insane girl who's the foreman, who looks like she's 10 years old, me find her. Basically, oh, here she is.
I wanted to hear from the former president, but honestly, did you personally want to hear from the former president? I wanted to hear from the former president, but honestly, I kind of wanted to subpoena the former president because I got to swear everybody in. And so I thought it'd be really cool to get 60 seconds with President Trump of me looking at him and being like, do you solemnly swear? And me getting to swear him in. I kind of just thought that would be an awesome moment. Did you personally?
Dog, what the fuck is this? That's all I was thinking whenever I saw this. The fuck is this? And how is she on a jury? She looks 8 years old. Maybe she's been, I guess eating the cricket dust. Eating the cricket dust and the silk. I guess. But obviously mentally ill. Completely deranged about Trump, and is just, using what is supposed to be, this is like a public servant, like a duty you have as a citizen, that you're supposed to just like be impartial and like look at evidence and like do the job of like looking at the evidence, and it's obvious that she's been, had this political, been keyed in on him for reasons other than whatever the evidence is. She just wants to look him in the eye. Look him in the eye. And so it just makes you wonder why MSNBC or CNN, I'm not sure who got this interview. I'm guessing it's MSNBC. I don't know. Yeah. The Nightly News got it. So the Nightly News got this one. And it just makes you wonder if, I don't know, if this is supposed to be a setup or something. I mean, they're putting her in a position to almost like incriminate herself and get herself, from what I've seen, they show her real name, and then put her out here on national television to answer these, knowing they must have known who she was before they interviewed her and done like a pre-interview. And then they strut her out and basically get her to, while out. And it's almost like they want to get backlash against her, which is what they make a good point on InfoWars, like that it's almost like they want backlash against this girl by putting her name out there, by having her say this insane stuff, knowing that it was crazy, and knowing that she would cause such backlash. The intent may have been to rile up Trump supporters, maybe get a couple, lobotomized Trumpers or whoever, feds pretending to be Trumpers who are, honeypotting people and trying to get her some death threats in her inbox. Who knows? Maybe she gets a knock on the door or something that they can strut her out again, on MSNBC. crying tears, talking about how evil Trump supporters attacked her, came for her. It almost seems like the intent with what they were going for by putting her out there, because it is so crazy. I mean, or we're just in Never Land, and that's the definition of a good jury foreman. I don't really know. I can't tell you guys. I'm in the woods with you, and at this point, could be either one. Could be fucking either one. But before I go to this, let me
comes to there are.
You're the reason world government's all over the news. You're the reason international polls show 80+% of people that are against it. You're the reason their central bank digital currencies are in trouble, and their world IDs and their social credit scores and their stocks know that would kill millions of people. Millions of dollars is all made up, all media disinformation. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now into hour number 2 on this Thursday, February 23rd, 2023 broadcast. I appreciate Owen coming in and doing the first hour. I don't want to spend a bunch of time on why I wasn't here, but just everybody a bankruptcy update. Free speech systems is in Chapter 11, Subchapter 5. Bankruptcy did not shut down, but to reorganize through all these lawsuits and attacks and stay on air. And you notice we're still on air. We're going to stay on air as long as you support the broadcast and buy the products, and we're able to pay the bills. And that's exactly what's happening. I'm in personal bankruptcy, so I'm able to put my cards on the table of the world that all the stuff you see in the news about tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars is all made up, all media disinformation, all garbage. And then you've got the U.S. Trustee's Office, the Justice Department, that's involved itself in this. That's pretty standard in a big case. And I was interrogated for about 2 hours this morning. Usually these meetings go 30 minutes. It went about an hour and 45. And they asked me stuff about my cat. And how fancy my cat is, and how expensive my cat is, and I guess the cat may need to go as ransom or something, or be given over in a settlement. I mean, just stuff that my lawyers who've been doing this a long time have never heard before. But I mean, I guess we could put the cat in a cannon and fire it out to sea if that makes the people that want to shut the show down happy. But that's a joke. Not going to put the cat in a cannon and shoot it out to sea. It's just surreal, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely surreal, because the system has said I'm a villain when I'm not. I'm not Johnson & Johnson knowingly putting asbestos for 70 years in talcum powder for babies.
Oof.
I didn't, like Vioxx, know that would kill millions of people, but still get it approved in the 1990s to kill millions in America alone, because I'm the bad guy. I didn't push a poison shot and tell you it was safe and effective. It's now killed millions and wounded tens of millions, because I'm the bad guy. I'm not having drag queen pedophile time because I'm the bad guy. I'm not starting World War III with Russia because I'm the bad guy. I haven't dissolved the southern border and allowing hundreds of thousands of smuggled children a year to be brought across because I'm the bad guy. I'm not the one allowing fentanyl to be shipped in mass because I'm the bad guy. I'm not the guy devaluing the dollar because I'm the bad guy. I'm not the guy that did the open air burn of the super toxic dioxin train in Ohio because I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy, and the American people are the bad guys. And you don't want to give your guns up, you're the bad guys. Sure, the elites have bodyguards, the politicians have bodyguards. You can't have a gun to protect yourself because you are the bad guys. You're the evil Americans that have got to be taught, and you will be taught to submit to the New World Order, except you're not submitting. And so all the attacks I'm under and all the disinformation is nothing, because I expected this and a lot more taking the globalist on. What I did not really expect when I started out almost 29 years ago is the ultra massive effect this broadcast would have.
So, sums it up well there. He's the bad guy. You're the bad guy. Not the people who want to take your cat. Not the people who want to put you in a pod. Make sure you don't have any kids, any land. Can't eat meat. Take your soy. You'll get your cricket dust. You'll have your cockroach meatloaf, and you'll be happy. That's what the good guys look like. You understand? That's what the good guys look like. particular little pills, whether they're I don't know what they're taking now. The anti-anxieties, the SSRIs, the antipsychotics, the antidepressants, the attention pair, the Adderall, the methamphetamines to help you pay attention. Not only that, but the hormone drugs keep you in childhood forever as an infant. Infantilization of the public. So, anyways, had another billionaire. Mark Middleton committed suicide. I accidentally did the scare quotes, but Mark Middleton was a advisor to Bill and Hillary Clinton. Worked for them in their various administrations for years. He committed suicide conveniently. Spelling his name right. Oh, the Clinton. So, Mark Middleton. Originally, there was no sight of a weapon at the scene of the crime. This guy was an aide, Clinton aide. He was pretty important. If you've ever heard of Unlimited Hangout with Whitney Webb, she does an entire hour and a half podcast about Mark Middleton and his relationship with the Epstein and Clintons and that crew of jolly good old people. But he obviously was involved with them for many years and decided to delete himself, according to the investigators. Wink, wink. He did this by shooting himself in the chest and then hanging himself with an electrical cord around his neck from a tree. So he shot himself in the chest and then hung himself. Just so you are aware. And then there was no sign of weapon, the shotgun weapon that was used initially. Looks like they found the weapon. So a Perry County sheriff now says the gun was found. So they found it. Oh, maybe that day. I really don't know what they do at the crime scene anymore. But it looks like it was 30 feet from his body. So, heck of a toss after blowing your chest out. Toss that baby 30 feet and then finish wrapping the cord around and then hit the chair out from under him to hang himself. I'm not exactly sure the chain of events get us to believe with that, but he took great lengths to ensure suicide bid was successful. After writing a text to his wife saying he had found a perfect place to nap in the sun. So he flew on Epstein's jet called the Lolita Express on 7 of at least 17. Okay, so who's on it? That's times he visited. He accompanied Jeffrey Epstein when Jeff Epstein visited the White House. He accompanied him 7 times. Around his neck, then shot himself. So if the blast didn't kill him, the wire would. Then he fell. In the note to his wife, Rhea, which is weird because I thought it was a text. And this is not the same as a text. So he left a note too. Going to rest for a while. You're a great mom and wife, babe. Please be happy today and get some sun. It'll make you feel better. I love you. He signed off on the text with a heart emoji. Carter said Middleton 59, then pulled an 8-foot-long bench over to a tree at the point on the ranch overlooking the valley. He stood on the bench around his neck. He then took the firearm and placed the barrels against his chest and reached out his left hand and placed his first finger on the first trigger. Then believed that Mark Middleton pulled the trigger on the firearm, causing it to discharge and strike him in the chest. Fell from the bench, causing the extension cord to cut off his breathing. Carter said the report the gun landed so far from Middleton's body due to the recoil from the discharge and the height of the angle of the ground. So the recoil caused it to go 30 feet. I don't believe it. Out here in this ranch. Such a quiet place. Somebody wanted to say hello. So then that brings me to today's news. Today's news of another suicide. NB of Wall Street billionaire financier Thomas H. Lee shot himself in the head with Smith & Wesson revolver. A female assistant found him dead on floor in his office bathroom. His worth roughly $2 billion at the time of his death. And it looks like Lee was an avid art collector and a friend of Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. In June 2008, at the conclusion of Hillary's unsuccessful presidential run, she and Bill were reported to have stayed at East Hampton, New York beachfront for a few days while she was out of the public eye. So close enough to where he's loaning his house to Hillary after presidential runs. Died at the age of 78. Makes you wonder. Makes you wonder. Bow-tied Night Owl finds it odd. Doesn't believe that 78-year-old multi-billionaire, 5 kids. Suicide. Why? Thoughts? Looks like an Arkansas Bonnie and Clyde suicide. Anyone gets suicided at 11 a.m. on a Thursday in prime Midtown Manhattan office building, as opposed to where? as opposed to where. It seems like his office might be the quietest place he's at all day long, and the most secluded and isolated place he's at during the day. Maybe he's with his wife, he's at home, and they don't leave each other's side other than the bathroom. It'd be hard to make somebody suicide in the bathroom um, between hanging out with the wife. So I don't know how this is. I don't know if you thought that one through. Well, that would seem. I mean, I guess if he was maybe addicted to cocaine, had to meet up with a coke dealer at 1 a.m. on a Saturday night, maybe that would be an easier time. But sure, if he was suicided, they had done their homework, found that this billionaire really kept his schedule on point and was alone very few hours of the day aside from his office time, is my guess. I don't know. I'm not getting hired to suicide people, but if I did, I feel like I would kind of scout out the situation a little bit before. And my guess is a billionaire is probably in his office a lot. And I don't know where else he probably goes. I mean, he's probably got a pretty exclusive lifestyle. He might go to a nice gym. Hard to get into that. And harder to get into an exclusive, nice gym than it is to get into, a large skyscraper building. You could say he had a meeting on the second floor. Some buildings the elevators only go to certain ones, but again, I think a corporate building would be easier to get into than a house of a billionaire or a high-rise apartment of a billionaire with his wife there and possibly 5 kids who come in and out, or his office building, which has one assistant. He's alone most of the day. He makes all of his decisions from his office, and he's there till, I don't know, whatever. That seems like it would be just as valid of a time. So, need that on a shirt. Newsweek ran this article saying Russia State TV, which is, I guess, RT. I don't know. They make it saying super state funded, and I don't know. Newsweek is American Propo State TV or State Magazine. I don't even know if they print magazines anymore. They're all content, but their Russia State TV discusses nuclear strike on Yellowstone volcano. If it was, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a rerun of like MythBusters that RT was running, and Newsweek takes it out of context to that degree. Would not be surprised even the slightest if that were the case. During a recent broadcast on Russia State TV, a pundit discussed possibility of Russia using nuclear Sarmat missile to strike a volcano in Yellowstone National Park. Russian President Vladimir Putin on Thursday said in an address to his country will pay increased attention to strengthening its nuclear missiles. Weapon. Yeah, I mean, they don't even have Let's see if they have.
Президент еще, обращая внимание, сказал интересную вещь. Он сказал, что подписал указ о приятии на вооружение новых образцов. Вполне возможно, что и речь идет, я предполагаю, о Сармате. Сармат – это особое оружие. Это оружие, которое способно, во-первых, помимо доставки большого количества ядерных боеприпасов до цели, большой мощности, она еще способна при использовании моноблочной боевой части наносить удары через Южный полюс. Глобальная ракета. Всеракурсную систему просто создать невозможно, а это означает, что Соединенные Штаты Америки уязвимы. Это первый момент. А второй момент состоит в том, что Сармат создает угрозу самому страшному объекту на территории США – Йеллоустонскому вулкану. И тот факт, что наш президент сказал, что мы готовы начать испытания, и он подчеркнул, новых боеголовок, в случае, если американцы начнут испытания своих, то я могу предположить, что речь пойдет о боеголовках мультимегатонного класса. Вот как раз для Сармата.
All right. Let's see if the translations are honest. Ukrainian Patriot. Oh, God. I'm really surprised the translations are fake. So it wasn't RT. They got me there. I don't want to scroll through this Jamokes thing and have me get his tweets suggested.
Сразу, кто выиграл в дипломатической дуэли Путина и Байдена, спросить его одного из известнейших, к сожалению, запрещенных в России агрегаторов англоязычных новостей, не буду говорить каком.
Google, что ли?
Google News, который я использовал где-то в 7:50 утра для сбора статей, и почему-то на главной странице была именно подборка выступления Путина, а не Байдена.
Google News под вас подстраивается.
Нет, англоязычный, американский, нет, там через прокси, я знаю, как заходить, я знаю, как искать.
So obviously this guy's an experienced misinformation guy that's spreading it, obviously. Anton Garsh got what you could try and pronounce his last name, but this guy's a Ukrainian propagandist. Probably shouldn't have said Ukraine. Let's say Ukraine. And this guy's in Googling information that used because he said he was an American, so he used a VPN to access Google News. How is this guy that dumb? So he obviously takes this whole quote out of context. So this must have been.
Что подводная лодка.
All right, let's see what the. They didn't say they were going to strike Yellowstone, but this. I'll tell you what this does give some false flag hope to the old deep state. Not sure if this is translation, but they're talking about West Coast here. Secondly, a nuclear weapon would not do that. Thirdly, the Russians don't even possess this nuclear weapon submarine. Bam. There you have it. Fake translation from old fake propagandist Gershkovkov, Anton. So it's hard to tell from these comments. This is like lefty-ville. Hard to understand any of their comments. I don't know. That one person seemed like they weren't talking about any of that stuff. Probably shouldn't have liked it. Probably a lefty. Ukrainian patriot, advisor to Minister of Internal Affairs of Ukraine. Founder of Institute of the Future. Oh gosh. Enemy of Russian propaganda, says the propagandist. Says propagandist Anton. God, these people are insufferable, huh? So this guy, Spinach Bra, I think he's used his name. Not the greatest follow, but he's not the worst. He's some, I guess, based. But I guess he got arrested for trafficking raw milk into Virginia. And I thought this was a joke. But then I looked in the comments. Somebody said, what? And he said, yes. So one of my Twitter mutuals needed some raw milk. But he's handicapped. He told Spinach that he's handicapped. Can't drive. So he paid me to cross the border and bring over raw, unpasteurized milk. But unfortunately, he was apparently a federal agent. Big pasteurization is a powerful force in America. That's insane. Raw milk. The guy got arrested and he's looking at 1 to 3 months. He got set up by a Fed on Twitter to bring him raw milk. The guy told him he was handicapped. What? These people are scum. Oh my God, these people are fucking scum. If somebody messages you asking you to bring them raw milk, and it just takes away all trust in society when you have feds setting people up like this. And now if somebody ever messages you saying that they're handicapped or, I don't know, maybe there's, somebody who you legitimately may have brought raw milk in some previous situation. And now we live in such a low trust society that you would never consider it now because it's, something that could get you 1 to 3 months depending. I mean, I guess it depends on the state. And if you bring the raw milk over the border, God forbid you bring it from North Carolina to Virginia or Maryland to Virginia. And then you get 1 to 3 months in prison because the guy who told you he was handicapped and really wanted that good enzymes, raw milk, was actually a federal agent. It looks like it was Pennsylvania County, which sounds like Danville, Virginia. Incredible. Truly incredible. But that's where we're at. And, you get this. We get this video yesterday of this 6'6" dude, schoolboy, 270, absolutely massive 17-year-old, through this teaching. So this teaching aide, I guess the girl looks kind of, I don't know if it's identifying as a girl or actually a girl. Don't ask me because I don't know all that information. But this guy, through the teacher, so this teacher took his Nintendo, I guess. Now I don't know if that's a now the teacher's a woman, I guess. But he comes out truck sticks. So the teacher is unconscious there. I hate this fucking pop-up. Can we just get the same screen? Unconscious there. Stomp, stomp. Punch. Starts punching her. Punching her. Punch, 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 punch. Oh, face, face. Punch, face, punch, face. Punching face. Punching face. None of the teacher's doing anything. Kick. Kick. Going back for more. Punch, punch. Looking to kill. Still out. Nobody helping. Hey, man. Hey. Don't know what else to tell you. What's this now?
Somebody let me get pulled.
So he blasts this guy with a shotgun? This is all I ever see on my social. Some folks obviously need to be making these rounds. What is going on?
Come on.
What's going on in Buffalo? Who is this guy? I wasn't even trying to show this. This is just my feed refreshing. Which obviously you get anecdotal stuff, but I mean, what the fuck? So I forget even where I started with that point. We got on to Florida schoolboy beating the life out of his teacher for the Nintendo Switch. I think I was talking about how there's no justice in this country or something. Before that, and there isn't. I mean, I'll can end on. Just look at this guy will be out, and he'll be out in a year. Even if he even goes to juvie. I don't know. Florida, I don't know. It may be a little bit different in Florida. So he was charged with aggravated battery. We'll see. Then you got the J6. J6 police admit their explosive munitions were hitting innocent, peaceful people. Taking out 1 in 10 of them, they're getting angry. We're multiplying them. So basically, they're trying to rattle the cage. Get, it was a giant honeypot, giant false flag designed to demonize an entire sect, over half of the population, and then make anybody else who dared speak out about the tyranny and BS going down in the country to shut them up and to just let now we just have, you see what's going on. We just have the country just getting, we live in a no trust society now where it's just getting looted. Everyone's, especially, so much anti-white hate out there. So white people were just getting beat up for no reason, left and right. Seems like anecdotal or not, obviously these J6 people, Ohio, you know, these folks who are kind of the disenfranchised natives, if you want to say, and are, I guess, being colonized by the new people, or being told how bad they are for, you know, having some of the same inclinations that the people who are, you know, ruling over them and colonizing them are using the exact same tactics, worse than. And so now you got these J6 folks who are
we're gonna have to get a real. What do we got if we can help push them? Nothing's gonna help. The wind is at us. I know. We're fucked. Right. The wind's at us. We get hit with a lot of pain appliance when you hit innocent people. And not only that, we're taking out one, and 10 of them are getting angrier. We're multiplying it by hitting them.
So just trying to get people riled up, trying to cause some outrage so that you can clamp down even harder. Throw the book at all these J6ers, you know, make sure they get the worst treatment in prisons. Worse than, you know, let out the murderers, the rapists. I saw this thing. This fucking guy gets exhausting, I'm telling you. I don't even think I dare retweeting it. See if I liked it. Yeah, so I stumbled across this. A moose I follow. So pictured below, these guys kidnapped, carjacked, kidnapped, and then raped Christopher Newsom, cut off his penis, set him on fire. They made him walk a long ways after they had raped him on the railroad tracks, set him on fire, fatally shot him several times. So they shot him in the neck and the back, and he didn't die. And then he just was suffering, and then they shot him in the head, and he finally died. But that's after being raped, having his penis cut off, getting carjacked, seeing his girlfriend get kidnapped. She had to watch. So Shannon Christian had to watch the entire time. But an even more fateful, even worse fate awaited her. She was gang raped, beaten for 4 days while they took turns urinating on her. They cut off her breasts, and then they put bleach in her mouth. That's from, I went on the thing and read the autopsy, but they put bleach, or not the fucking information page, the Wikipedia page. They put bleach in her mouth and all of her cavities, like her vagina and anus, after they had raped her. She had severe hemorrhaging to the head from getting punched in the head and kicked and beaten in the head, and then severe hemorrhaging in the mouth, vagina, and anus. She suffocated to death, actually. They had her just tied up. She slowly suffocated to death between January 7th and 8th. Obviously, it wasn't called a hate crime because that would be not allowed. But it's interesting that one of these guys, I believe that guy's name is Boyd, Eric Boyd, Chris Boyd, Eric Boyd. So this happened in 2007, but which people say, oh, you know, this is old and things changed. They've only gotten worse for this kind of folks. If you're these two folks, they may not even put you in jail anymore for doing this type of thing. I don't know. That's what the Twitter sphere make you say, make you think. Not my words. Don't censor me. Don't kick me off YouTube, please. You're thinking the wrong things. But one of the guys, Eric Boyd, didn't end up getting convicted of the rape and murder. He only got accessory to the carjacking, and that somehow was wrapped into resulting in serious bodily injury of another person. And so he had just got a felony, got out in 2018. What happened after that? Kidnapping, robbery, rape, and murder. So it looks like he got out and did the same thing again. And Thomas, well, they got reduced sentences, Thomas and Coleman. So I don't know. Maybe they got out for COVID or something. But yeah, Hugh and Shannon, R.I.P. Shouldn't have relaxed. Sorry, guys. And yeah, so if you're looking for justice for the old spinach milkman, probably not going to get it. See that color? That's getting the book thrown at it. Especially carrying this. Woo! That's this plus. Give him a year. Give him 3 years. Shoot, give him life. Trafficking raw milk? That's a life sentence, man. And then you got these Atlanta, that Atlanta couple that I read from a couple weeks ago who had adopted 2 sons. It was 2 dads, and they perform oral and other disgusting sexual acts to them, and then they pimped them out to their friends. I would expect that they do very little time as well. Meanwhile, I would expect that people like Spinach, who just want to get handicapped people raw milk, I would expect them to get the book. And that's America. This is America. So if you're thinking that This Is America song by Childish Gambino was about black people, wrong. It's actually a ironic take on whites and their situation. So sports fake. Stu Peters. Not going to get into that yet. Done for now. Please drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe as well. Getting there day by day, guys. Stream's getting there. Let's fucking go. Also, watch the vlogs. They're getting better as well. Thanks. See ya.